Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
You want answers?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
All right, hold on. It's almost halftime.
And it's a Tuesday on Halftime. Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Good morning.
Phil Nelson here. SmackDown. Ready
Good
to
morning.
Sing. Matty T. Good to be with you for the next couple of hours. And I did not plan on asking this question at the start of the show, but now with the news popping out in the last hour, I guess I got to wonder about what the heck am I going to do on Sunday without a Steelers game to watch? Like, you know how I am with NFL football. I could watch almost any game, but I don't do fantasy football. The only thing that matters on a Sunday is that the black and gold get a victory, and I don't think they're going to play on Sunday. It looks like SmackDown, we might actually have our first NFL postponement being teed up sometime this afternoon, if not one, but maybe even two games that are in jeopardy with this series of positive tests that have come through the Tennessee Titans facility. They've now shut down their facility through Saturday. The Vikings have had to do the same thing based upon being on the same field with 3 players and 5 staff members that came down with the COVID virus. So, I mean, for the first 3 weeks, SmackDown, we heard, other than, hey, isn't it great to watch NFL football and everything, we heard, hey, the NFL hasn't had any positive tests. The college football should be mirroring what's going on there. Well, here you are. Here you are. It took 3 weeks. At least it wasn't like Major League Baseball where it took 3 days for the first team to get shut down. It took 3 weeks, but it's going to happen. So what the heck am I going to do Sunday afternoon?
Well, I think this will be the perfect time to really test these NFL protocols and the plan that they have in place to mitigate the virus. And, yes, it's probably going to lead to postponements. It did with Major League Baseball, and we were freaking out thinking Major League Baseball was fixing to go down the tank when that happened because of what with the Marlins and then the Cardinals after that, was it? I believe it was the Cardinals and then –
there were a few teams. The
Indians
had a situation. The Mets had a situation. The Reds did too.
And it all just came up out of nowhere. Not really out of nowhere, but just one started, then everything else just started to come in right after that. But they persevered, they powered through, and now we're fixing to start the Major League Baseball playoffs today with the wild card. Yeah, so it's still crucial right now. Yes, this is a big deal, and I'm not trying to make light of it, but this will put to the test of how the NFL is going to mitigate this thing, and also put the rest of the league on notice of, like, guys, we got to keep our act together. I don't think it hadn't been said like how this was transferred, right?
I don't think they're able to figure that out yet. We're going to do the contact tracing based upon it, but there is a similarity that I see here between that first outbreak with the Marlins right after the Major League season started and what happened, I guess, over the last week with the Titans situation. Because remember, the Marlins had positive tests and decided to play a game that day, which was the main problem. The Titans, and I don't think it's exactly the same situation, but they had this linebacker coach who calls defensive plays, Shane Bowen, come down with a virus, and so he did not travel to Minnesota for the game. But he would have still been around the facility and perhaps still around some of those players. So, the team plays the game, and now after the game, 3 positive tests come down. So you do wonder a little bit about the idea of should the Titans even have played the game to begin with based upon the 1 positive test inside their facility. That's one of the things that I think you're going to have questions coming up in the next couple of hours based upon that. Now, you have another team that is in jeopardy based on that. That's the Vikings, and 2 NFL games that are also in jeopardy. But you do have, you mentioned the protocols that are going along with this. The issue here, I mean, and you know this too, SmackDown. I mean, you can't compare trying to make up games in baseball and make up games in football. It's a heck of a lot easier to do it in baseball when you can play a doubleheader. You can play. Hey, remember the Cardinals played like 5 games over 3 days.
Yeah.
Sounded like a lot, but they can pull it off. That's the nature of the sport. Good luck making up a bunch of postponements in football. You only have the 1 bye week to do this with.
Well, I think they've got some flexibility, too, that they could maybe change it to maybe a Thursday and a Sunday game or a Sunday night game to a Friday. I mean, maybe there might be some flexibility in there. Maybe not necessarily take up the bye week, but they play 2 games in 4 days, kind of like how similar that they have it set up right now. If for example, the Chiefs played on a Monday night, and then they may play on a Thursday in the coming weeks. There's a very different ways that they could go about this, but you're right. It's not as flexible as Major League Baseball was, where the Cardinals could do double headers for the rest of the year and catch up on all the games that they missed. So hopefully this is a one-time deal, though.
I think you're going to want to get that breaking news sounder ready for at some point during the show. I just have a feeling that there will at least be a postponement with Pittsburgh and Tennessee sometime in the next couple of hours. You haven't been able to play that breaking news sounder in a while, but hey, you might get the meat hooks ready to go for that thing within the next 120 minutes.
Well, we had it queued up yesterday, ready to go, because we thought we might get the game time of Auburn and Arkansas during our show, and then
that was after
they decided to break it right after our show. So
yeah, and for those that are complaining about Arkansas not being on a truly nationally televised broadcast, I've got a lot of reasons why they're not. Even with the thought of how much fun, you think it's going to be a lot of fun?
No.
How much fun would it be watching Arkansas go up against the Chad Morris offense? I'm not really sure how many people outside the state of Arkansas really care too much about that.
Well, but when you look at that whole schedule, we're a ways away from that coming. That matchup scares me. That one,
it should.
That really does, because
Saturday's matchup should scare you.
Well, but yes, it does. But that Auburn matchup scares me. Not necessarily because we can't beat Auburn or different things like that. It's the fact that there's no love lost between either of these, between Arkansas and Chad Morris. And you know good and well if that offense gets rolling, which who knows, it was early in the year, they only had 8 points going into halftime. Chad Morris, if their offense is rolling, that they are not letting up on the gas pedal. I can tell you that right now.
Before you got to worry about anything dealing with Auburn, you got to go up against this record-setting Mississippi State offense. You can say that after one game, record-setting Mississippi State offense. And I do have a question going into the next segment. I guess it's a dual question here, based upon the same idea. Is Mississippi State primed for a letdown based upon the idea that they just had the most celebrated win for a college football team last weekend? I feel like they're ready to already throw a parade for Mike Leach down by Little Dewey on Main Street in Starkville. And this is the biggest road victory that program has ever had, and it is week 1. Are they primed for a letdown? I got things on the other side here, reasons for Arkansas to be nervous, of which there are many. You need at least 2 hands to count them, maybe even 3. So if you've got any ideas behind that, is Mississippi State primed for a letdown? If so, why? What about the reasons for Arkansas to be nervous? 877-377-6963 for your calls and texts on that topic and anything else you want to touch on involving Razorback land or anything else. We do have Nikki Chavanel from Rivals at 11:30 for our usual Tuesday recruiting chat. And that's it. Just you and us for the next couple of hours here on Halftime. Evan texted in asking about this deal with the Titans. Wouldn't the NFL have been made aware of this initial positive test? They're supposed to be the governing body to step in on that situation. I would agree. Is the NFL, are teams just supposed to report positive tests of players as far as traveling parties are concerned? Because this is the kind of thing that, one positive test for a guy that did not travel led to potentially 8 other positive tests of people that did travel. So something didn't quite connect, between maybe the protocols you're talking about and the theories behind them and actually implementing this protocol. Something did not quite, rubber didn't quite meet road, in this situation here. So there's something to fix.
It's a matter of time before we kind of figure out how this whole thing transpired and what kind of came about it. So it'd be interesting to see how this thing comes together, and we'll have you tuned in here with any news breaks on that, which the news is coming quick and fast, so we'll probably hear something before our show's up, but if not, Bruskin and Zach will probably bring that news to you guys, because while it doesn't necessarily affect Arkansas, that could change how the SEC might look at their COVID testing and protocols that are set in place. So lot to unpack with that news.
Well, speaking of testing, tomorrow is supposed to be testing day for all Arkansas players. They're usually testing on Wednesdays, so that'll be a very important day, too. It does look like the Razorbacks will be getting a few players back that were not available for Saturday's season opener against Georgia. And for as much time as many defenders were on the field, not the idea of the defense being on the field more than the offense, but there were defenders that were out there for practically every single play. This ought to pay some dividends. Then again, you're facing a different style offense in that Mississippi State team. And we'll get through some of the reasons why behind that as halftime's back after this quick commercial break.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield.
At Frank Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
A little girl asked me one time, Pastor, does the devil have a mother? I was shocked by her deep question and thought for a second, yes, he does. Her name is pride. The devil fell because of a rebel yell of pride. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride really is the mother of all sins and will take you on a dark ride. There's nothing more devilish than being rebellious. I'm Pastor Heath. Check us out at woodlandpeople.church.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
In September at Frank Rowe Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
A little girl asked me one time, Pastor, does the devil have a mother? I was shocked by her deep question and thought for a second, yes, he does. Her name is pride. The devil fell because of a rebel yell of pride. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride really is the mother of all sins and will take you on a dark ride. There's nothing more devilish than being rebellious. I'm Pastor Heath. Check us out at woodlandpeople.church.
Practice facility. People of all ages can enjoy golf at the Ben Guerin Community Complex. Play a quick round of golf, play foot golf, or work on your game on the chipping and putting greens, or hit a bucket of balls on the driving range. Now open, the Ben Guerin Community Complex at Ben Guerin Park.
Hey, this is David Owen with Ouachita Farms. We grow hemp in Central Arkansas and process it into full-spectrum CBD products. Ouachita Farms products are affordably priced and available online or conveniently located at nearly 200 stores across the state. All Ouachita Farms CBD products are tested at C-Pill Labs in Little Rock to ensure that you will always get what you expect. Find us online today and use this code at checkout.
Ouachita Farms! Go to ouachitafarms.com and use code WPS15 at checkout of your purchase.
Hello, sports fans. I know you are ready for sports to return. Hi, this is Sherry Traylor with Floyd Traylor Honda, and we have been proud to be your local hometown dealer for over 43 years. Come out and see us at 3200 South Zero Street and see all of our models we have in stock. Or give us a call at 479-434-5975. And you can check out our full inventory online at trailerhonda.net. And remember to please buy local.
This is ESPN 95.3.
find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com.
I listen to public radio.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
I got a text in here from John in Nashville that I think touches on what a lot of fans think after Saturday, but more about LSU than anything. And I wonder if this, gives you a thought about how Arkansas can perform against Mississippi State. With LSU being, in John's term, the most, he said the most combobulated team. I think he meant the most discombobulated team. Like, that's one of those words, by the way, that's like nonchalant. Like there's a nonchalant. There's no chalant. Nobody's ever been chalant in their life. It's not a thing. It's the same idea. There is no combobulation. There's only discombobulation.
Maybe convoluted.
Like that. Combobulated. I like that one too. I think that's a made-up word, John. I love made-up words, and that's a good one. But I think you meant discombobulated, and they were. I mean, how many starters off of last year's team? Almost a completely remade coaching staff. So sure, there was some discombobulation for
how'd that go again
for LSU. It's the same idea as trying to say cinnamon in a funny way. So, I mean, does that mean much for this Saturday against the Mississippi State offense that torched them? I don't know. I don't really know very much if it does or not. I just know that you're facing a much different offense than you faced against Georgia, and obviously a team that's riding a high that no one in Starkville has felt since that 1 week that they were number one in the country. All right, let's go to the phones. Our number here is 877-377-6963 for calls and texts. Cody is first up today. What's up, Cody? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, Phil. How did Sunday go up at B-Dubs?
Sunday went well. Yesterday was painful. Those are the things to remember when you're eating super spicy food. Going down is one thing. Coming out is a whole other thing.
So they replaced the Carolina Reaper, or it replaced the blazing sauce that they used to have, right? Was there any comparison? Did you ever try the blazing sauce? Was the Reaper a lot worse? Or?
I did not.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll put it this way. I had spicier chicken in Nashville at Hattie B's.
Yeah,
that was the stuff. And here's the other thing too. Like I learned a trick that I think works. If you have lost a bet and you don't have a choice and you have to do it, bite into an Advil liquid gel. Not the pills, not the capsules, the liquid gel, because that liquid numbs whatever it touches. So
that's
boom.
Cheating, though.
What's that?
That is cheating.
That's cheating, Phil.
That's a PED. Sure, that's a performance-enhancing drug for food contests. I'll give you that. We did not have any rules for this. I didn't break any rules.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that's not my place. That's between you and Ty, I think. But it is what it is. Hey,
it's done. It's over. I'm not eating anything spicy like that again. I've already, as far as I'm concerned, I lost the picks. I still won the bet.
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Whatever makes you feel better. Hey,
perfectly put. Perfectly put.
Hey, Ty, here's one thing that I wanted to touch on. I listened to Ty and Tommy Kraft this morning, listening to their show. One thing that I'm wondering is, at the beginning of earlier on, like a couple weeks ago, we said that we most likely would see Arkansas win games that were high scoring. I don't know so much now that I believe we can beat Mississippi State, but man, if we can just get a running game going, who knows how much more that helps our team. Felipe Franks, there's not a whole lot you can do when they know you're going to have to pass the ball to move the ball. He's kind of in a tough spot there. One thing everybody needs to kind of look at, though, is at what point last year did you see a quarterback get outside of the pocket and tell a receiver to come back towards him, and they actually complete the pass like they did during that drive? You know, there was just a couple of good things I saw. Without a doubt, Georgia is going to be the best defensive team out of all the teams we saw Saturday. There was nobody who played defense like Georgia, guys. I mean, that was unreal. I mean, they're just massive. Also, what I wanted to touch base on was, I hope we can outscore everybody, but at the same time, just a little disappointed overall on the offensive line after everything we were going to put on them and Pittman and them. A little disappointed offensive line, disappointed Trey Knox isn't touching the ball. I mean, and another thing, the best run we had all day was the run at the backup running back. It was 22 from South Carolina. Smith, I think is his last name. Mm-hmm. But that kid looked electric. And he hit the hole. He hit it to the outside. That was another thing. I think he should have got more carries. But Kendall Briles, there's a couple iffy play calls. When he made that double reverse at like our 10-yard line, man, at that point, your defense has been playing good. Worst case scenario, you punt it and at least give the defense an opportunity to keep doing what they've been doing. He'll learn from that, I think. He's relatively young, hasn't been at a program longer than a year each stop. There's just some things he's going to have to learn because this is real football now. Not to say Florida State's not, but he's got some things he'll figure out. But overall, we're better this year, and that's all I can really say, is hopefully we'll have a season we want to have. Maybe a couple wins, maybe 1 or 2. I should have stuck to 2 wins, I think. I think it's going to be tough to end up with 3 guys. But, hey, MLB playoffs start today. My cards are in there. But overall, the temperature's changing. It's almost fall time. We've got SEC football. We're all working from home for the most part, but times are getting better. I hope you'll have a good one, and y'all take care.
Appreciate the call, Cody.
Always good to hear from you, Cody. Look, I mean, the coaches said it, you saw it, and you knew it. Arkansas could not open up running lanes against that Georgia front 7, and really more about the front 4 and Rice, that linebacker, that was all over the place. And Rakeem had no room to run. Same with Traylon. And by the way, I'm also improved with Traylon Smith. Looks like a guy that could be a very productive SEC back, but I think Rakeem Boyd still will be. It's just good luck running against that Georgia defense. I'd love to see Rakeem get more receptions than 4, and get a little more space to do so. But I don't think you can base what this Arkansas offensive line is going to look like for the rest of the season, these next 9 games, based upon what happened Saturday against that Georgia defense. That's a tough defense. It really is. But on the flip side, too, look, LSU tried to run the ball against Mississippi State and couldn't. It wasn't just a matter of, we didn't run because we were always behind. LSU attempted 38 rushes and averaged 2.1 yards per rush. So, that's one of the aspects of this Mississippi State team that doesn't get talked about much, and not even the personnel aspect. It's that they know they've got an offensive genius as the head coach who doesn't have a reputation as being anything but an offensive genius and doesn't care too much about defense. So they have brought on one of the real up-and-coming young assistant coaches in the game, Zach Arnett, who had worked over at San Diego State for a handful of years. He's the defensive coordinator. And, hey, I think LSU tried to get back a little bit to the things that they did before Joe Burrow turned them into the greatest show in the air, which was try to overrun your opponent and just be stronger and more physical. And Mississippi State was up to that task. Does that mean they're up to the same task against Arkansas? Maybe so. Maybe so.
And it's a long season too. I mean, that's 10 weeks of playing that kind of a physical football, which I guess it could be done in Georgia. It did. So I guess we'll wait and see how this goes here. I genuinely do think, though, because yes, Mississippi State probably has good a defensive line. They're in a better defensive line in the SEC than Georgia, probably Alabama. But that front 4 and that front 7 is as good as it gets. It can't get much more difficult for Rakeem Boyd to find holes in the defense. And I kind of like what DJ Shockley had to say yesterday as far as offensively, trying to find what tempo works best for this team. And I think if you look back and watch the film and watch the game back, to me, the majority of the Razorback success was 4 or 5 wide. So that was my assumption. But then when you brought the fullback in and tried to do the option plays and different things like that, there was room, but that's so much beef up the middle. You're not going to be able to find running room.
One of the things that they'll have to do, and look, they're going to have to score over 40 points in this game, and it's not going to be the only game they're going to need to score over 40 to win. For the idea of tempo, and I wouldn't realize this watching the game in person. It's hearing the coaches talk about it yesterday. In order to be an offense that works with a quicker tempo, everybody's got to be lined up in the right position.
Yeah.
And one of the you're watching Saturday's game is there was a lot of movement in the backfield of thinking, wow, is this a staple of Briles' offense? All this preset snap motion and everything. There was way too more of the pre-snap motion than is designed for because they were not lined up in the right place. That's why Felipe is shifting Blake Kern from the left side to the right. That's why he's telling wide receivers take a step off the line. I mean, he had way too much to worry about the way his offensive players were lined up to be in a comfortable position. So, I mean, you're going to have to figure that out because offense is going to win or lose you this game on Saturday. It's not defense. Look, Mississippi State's going to score. Arkansas is going to have to score more. Isn't that the most simplistic thing you can say about any sport? But, hey, this is going to be like if you win, 48-45. But, hey, Joe Moorhead's team put up 54 and 52 against them in the past 2 years. With that in mind, Mike Leach might put up 100. We'll talk with Nikki Chavanel after the break on Halftime. Stay tuned.
It could be a routine drive to pick up the kids after school or an epic road trip across the country. No matter where your travels take you, we know those miles count. We're Marathon. We have over 5,700 stations across our great nation. Our people are working hard every day to provide you with quality top-tier gasoline to improve engine performance and fuel your life. Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
We saved serious cash with our Progressive Home and Auto Bundle and used the money to buy a new boat.
Who's ready to water ski?
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big money with Progressive, but not enough for a new boat. They'll probably spend it on rent or gas money or maybe one of those little plastic wading pools for the yard.
Ahoy there!
Is what the captain might say. On the toy boat. In your wading pool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hardee's introduces the new prime rib and cheddar Angus thick burger, a charbroiled burger so delicious you have to see it to believe it. But seeing as you can't see it, I'll describe it. There's a juicy charbroiled 100% Angus beef patty cooked over fire, topped with sliced prime rib. That's right, premium prime rib on charbroiled Angus beef. And on top of that, melted cheddar cheese sauce. So what are you waiting for? Try the new prime rib and cheddar Angus thick burger from Hardee's. Feed your happy. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants. Price and participation may vary.
Fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told ya.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Attention Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative members. Do you need a better internet provider? One who treats you like a member and not a number? Then check out our new fiber internet services from Wave Rural Connect. We are bringing state-of-the-art, high-speed fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. If you are an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hertz Car Sales has been serving the River Valley for over 40 years and takes pride in offering exceptional service. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, crossover, or SUV, Hertz offers a big selection of the most popular brands. They're friendly, offer a no-pressure car shopping experience, and their vehicles are high quality and priced competitively. New inventory is arriving daily and trade-ins are always welcome. So make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard, give them a call at 783-1722, or check out their line of quality pre-owned vehicles at buyfromhertz.com.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Hi, huddle up over here.
Wait for me. Oh, cool. This is my first huddle. Okay. So, what do you guys really think of Chandler? Phoebe, you know what you're doing, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, Joey's gonna catch it, and you and I are gonna block. What's block? Phoebe, I thought you said you know what you were doing. I thought you meant in life. Break.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Smackdown.
Back here on Halftime, and going right to the phones where the one and only Nikki Chavanel, covering all things Arkansas athletics and recruiting expert at Rivals, joining us as she does every Tuesday. Nikki, how you doing? We enjoyed watching Arkansas football on Saturday. Outcome nonetheless. And I understand that you want to be our new gambling expert too. You're actually now doing fake gambling on Hog Beat. So what was that like?
Yeah. Well, first of all, that first half was great. If you watched my halftime Periscope, I think it was the happiest I've been in a long time watching Arkansas football. But yeah, the gambling, I've always been super interested in it, but I don't ever have money to just try it out. So I figured I'll pretend I have a certain amount of money, look at the SEC games, and it's especially nice because I only really want to bet SEC games anyway, so the schedule is perfect. And I'll just go down the list and make my picks on either the spread, the over/under, just an all-out win. And I did pretty good this past week, except for the LSU-Mississippi State game. I gave LSU even more credit than I should have, and then also I just totally underestimated how quickly Mike Leach's offense would get rolling. I think maybe everyone did.
You and everybody else.
Yeah.
I've always been curious. You talk about sports betting. I've always, and Phil, jump in on this too, because and Maddie, anybody, I don't understand sports betting. Like when people talk about the parlays and different things, like how to go about doing it. And I'm kind of like there. I'm curious to try to figure out how it all works.
Yeah, I had to get some input from Ben, my boyfriend, who has in college. I feel like it's a thing for guys to get into sports betting, and then maybe some of them phase out of it, and then some of them don't. But
that all depends on how much they lost, by the way, in those 4 years.
Probably. I didn't know much about how the money lines worked and what all that meant, so I had to learn, if it's minus 110, you have to bet 110 to win 100. So just the basic stuff like that you wouldn't know unless you were actually engaging in it. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It makes you super into the games. The last drive, even if a team is winning by 16, you're like, man, I really hope they, go for that field goal or something like that. Just it makes every second a little bit more exciting, especially when it's fake money.
Well, certainly made the end of the
Arkansas. I don't have to get that scared.
Certainly made the end of the Arkansas-Georgia game a little more interesting, right? I mean, that was a half-point difference in the line and the final score. So, yeah, and you're right. Even if you don't have real money on it, but when you do, then fun might not be the right word. If you really want your hair to start falling out, maybe that's the right way to do it. But then again, I would say the wrong season to start for the first time gambling with real money would be the COVID season. This is the season where you just never know what's going to happen week by week, and we're seeing that right now, by the way, with the Tennessee Titans and the situation there.
Yeah, when I made my pick for the Mississippi State game, and then I saw Saturday morning, it was all over the SC network that Derek Stingley was out for LSU. I was just like, all right, this sucks. I'm never betting again. But, my other games ended up going pretty well. I was up $115. And if you had faded me, which I had never heard that term before, if you picked the opposite of all my bets, you would have been out $200 and something. So I did pretty well.
All right, I want to ask you more about the Mississippi State game than the Georgia game, because I'll make a statement on that and let you react to it. Because what you see, I mean, we celebrated, one of Chad Morris's recruiting class. We celebrated Sam Pittman getting his first recruiting class from number 130 to wherever it finished in this upcoming in this last season. But then you go up against Georgia, a blue blood that year in, year out has top 5 recruiting class, no matter what. And so with all the positives you saw from Arkansas on Saturday, it's still just a matter of depth and talent. And what Arkansas has is nothing close to what Georgia has. And that's what it was about for me on Saturday, amongst everything else.
Yeah, I think that you could get a hint of what was going to happen in the second half based on what Sam Pittman said after their first scrimmage this fall camp. Like, he said that the guys just weren't used to that kind of physicality, and he was like, I don't know what they've been doing before, but, we're going to play hard scrimmages. And I was like, oh, that can't be good. I mean, Pittman just came from watching Georgia scrimmage, so he knows what it's supposed to look like. So the first half was a complete surprise, and the second half, not so much. I'm sure a lot of Georgia fans are worried about their quarterback situation, but it looks like JT Daniels is cleared for this week, so good for them. But yeah, if they hadn't started Juan Mathis, I think if they had went straight to Stetson Bennett, I think they would have started off a lot better, and Arkansas wouldn't have looked so good.
And I'm going to tell you what, though. I mean, if I'm Arkansas, I got to be a little nervous that a third-string quarterback who's got a name that it sounds like his family was a founding member of Augusta National beat you. Like, that to me is Stetson Bennett the fourth. I'd be a little nervous if I was Arkansas. We can laud the defense's performance, and they were good for the most part, but that's a third stringer, a walk-on, a former walk-on who beat Arkansas on Saturday. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, no, it's not. But the line of scrimmage was an issue. Arkansas's offense being pinned back so far as they were and not being able to get the run game going at all to even give them like a little bit more breathing room was just like the whole recipe was a disaster. And I think that they should have, tried for a few more big plays. But when you have a lead against Georgia, you don't want to make any mistakes. But then once Georgia started scoring points, like they took some more shots, they let Treylon Burks throw 50 yards down the field for God knows what reason. So they started trying to do that, but I think they need to start, moving the ball earlier if they really want to stay in it, because it was only a matter of time. And then once we saw, I think Stetson Bennett came in and made like 3 straight completions. Like, that's like red flag. This is not going to continue to go well. And against Mike Leach's air raid, it's going to be very interesting. We're going to learn a lot about this Arkansas defense because it's just such a different style of play than last week.
Speaking to Nikki Chavanel here on Halftime, Nikki, you bring up Mississippi State. I'm just curious from your point of view. We kind of brought this idea up in the previous segment. Is Mississippi State not necessarily a one-hit wonder, but did they catch LSU at their most vulnerable, and maybe they're not as good as we're giving them credit to be? Like, everybody's just all high on Mississippi State, and rightfully so. They threw for 600 yards. All credit to them. But are they as good as we think they are, or is this credit warranted for them?
Well, LSU did not have like their top DB, and you obviously need that, but like their second string is still pretty good, so they might not get as many reps, but they're still an experienced group. So I'm worried. I mean, I know that Mississippi State's goal is literally just get as many completions as possible, because the more you throw, like KJ Costello threw more attempts than anyone else this week, and he completed more, I think, almost than anyone else. So if that's your goal and that's all you have to do, I think it's not that hard to do it. And especially if your defense is decent enough, which I think that Mississippi State also, applied a lot of pressure on defense, then all your offense has to do is just keep moving the ball, and the defense has to get a few stops. Costello might clean up the mistakes that he made as well, so you have to worry about him being even better. So I don't think it's a one-hit thing. I think defensive coordinators are going to really have to scheme up, because the linebackers with Kylan Hill, they're just too slow. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe put a spy on Kylan this week. Maybe Jalen Catalon. He's quick enough, but it's going to be very interesting to see how they manage that, because a lot of teams, if you have the air raid, you don't have such a dynamic running back who can also kill you on just 8 receptions and like 100-something yards.
I want to transition to the NFL just for a second, talk about your New England Patriots, and they're off to a pretty good start, 2-1 right now. Cam Newton's really starting to settle in as the new new quarterback for the Patriots. What do you think of your Patriots so far this year?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that Bill Belichick was a good coach, and just seeing him smoothly transition from one quarterback to one with a completely different style of play is awesome. I always hated that people, just the Patriots are just a system team, whatever. No, like they're a really good team, and their defense is great as well. So it's very exciting. I feel really lucky that they didn't have a down year, or you never know what can happen, but it sounds like they're going to have a pretty good year still.
Nikki, any idea about how visits are handled? I know they're all non-official visits that are handled now. I thought I saw Chance Moore and his family were at the football game on Saturday. So, I mean, they can't have any contact with coaches while they're here, correct? But they can go around town and around campus and kind of see on their own. I mean, do you expect to see, with football games being played on campus now, for more players to come for unofficial visits?
Well, it's very tricky. You said Chance Moore, the hoops commit, was here?
Yeah, I thought I saw his mom was here. Was tweeting photos of she and the family from on Saturday.
I must have missed it. I'm just surprised because I don't know how they get tickets. Like maybe they found a season ticket holder who didn't want them. That just seems crazy to me, considering where they're from. But yeah, if they can find someone willing to give up their tickets, they can definitely come and see campus and everything. But I've even read that they can't even FaceTime the coaches or anything. So that's it's great for them to come see the environment, but to me, I mean, it's not anything close to what an actual game day experience is even like. But yeah, they can come do that. I've talked to quite a few of the football commits. Cameron Little, the kicker, was here 2 weeks ago just to see campus because he had a bye week. And they can, go around and see how everything looks. But I don't know how many guys from far away that are actually going to be able to get here. Like I talked to Raheem Sanders from Florida, and he's like, I mean, I'm trying to talk to my mom about it, but it's tough to make that trip.
Yeah, it's kind of what I thought. I mean, it's all on them to do it, and then yeah, they can't even get in front of anybody. And yet, you're right. Good luck getting tickets. Nikki, we'll leave it there. Always appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Nikki.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Nikki Chavanel from Rivals, always joining us here. I was pretty sure I saw those photos from Chance's mom. They were out on the Greenway. They went hiking in the mountains. I didn't see photos from the football game. I just think they came to visit because they know this is where the kids going to school. You need to know about Wheels RV. If you're looking for a new or used RV, Wheels RV has been in business for over 20 years here in Northwest Arkansas, but now they've got brand new owners that are focusing on customer service. Plus, they stock all the travel trailers, Grand Design, Forest River Vibe, KZ Sportsman, Paradigm Fifth Wheel. That's the hottest new fifth wheel in the industry from Alliance RV. And they're the only lifetime warranty dealer in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley. Top dollar for trades, best deals on new RVs. That's Wheels RV, 5 miles off exit 72, wheelsrv.net. Come right back after this.
Summer's almost over, and the kids are back in school. Make it a September to remember by getting that nicer, newer car you've been wanting at Rath Auto Resources. Hi, folks, Larry Rath here, and I'm making it easy with discounts up to $4,300 on our great selection of Rath road-ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, with used cars in short supply, I'll be giving up to $3,200 extra for trade-ins. Even if you're still making payments, we can help you get into your nicer, newer car now at Rath Auto Resources. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center. We've become one of the top centers in the country by taking care of our customers and their cars better than anyone over the last 9 years. And by offering great deals like buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change starting at only $24.95. Don't wait any longer. Make it a September to remember with a nicer, newer car from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. It's a difficult time right now, and social distancing is vitally important. That's why I'm here to encourage you to keep running. It's a great way to exercise in solitude, build up your immune system, and keep from going stir-crazy. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more tips on how to take care of yourself during this time. And remember, just keep running. This has been brought to you by True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Shady Point Body Shop reminds you the average shelf life of blood is only 42 days. There must be steady donations to meet the continuing needs of the community. Give the gift of life and give blood. This message is brought to you from Shady Point Body Shop, 26875 Reagan Street at US Highway 59 in Shady Point. Proudly serving the community for more than 17 years with over 29 years of experience. Stop by or call them at 963-2924.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch and dinner. Open 7 days a week, both on the open-air patio and air-conditioned dining room for your safety and comfort. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Kurt's Car Sales has been serving the River Valley for over 40 years and takes pride in offering exceptional service. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, crossover, or SUV, Hertz offers a big selection of the most popular brands. They're friendly, offer a no-pressure car shopping experience, and their vehicles are high quality and priced competitively. New inventory is arriving daily and trade-ins are always welcome. So make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard, give them a call at 783-1722, or check out their line of quality pre-owned vehicles at buyfromhertz.com.
This is ESPN 95.3.
I've never seen Rocky.
You're joking, right? Everyone's seen Rocky.
I haven't seen Rocky, any of them.
Really? How have you not seen Rocky? It's on TV all the time.
I've not seen any of them.
I'm sorry, you have to watch it tonight.
Wow.
Dude, when Rocky came out, I started drinking eggs and running. That movie changed the world.
This movie will change your life.
Rocky Balboa? Never heard of it.
People don't even understand.
How are you
A sports talk show host.
and you haven't seen Rocky?
Gonna pound that sass right out of him.
Running around, running with Converse All-Stars.
The Italian Stout.
Yo, Paulie! I'm not a movie guy. Like, people make fun of me. A greasy, fast Italian monster. The list of movies that I haven't seen, You're gonna eat lightning, is pretty extensive. You're gonna crap thunder. I've seen all the Rockies. Rocky 4 is incredible.
If I can change.
Well, the only part of that answer that mattered is that you've seen the Rocky movies.
You can change.
A real American would have seen Rocky by now.
A sports host, and Ty continues to be the only sports host in the country who hasn't.
I will take time out of my busy schedule.
All you gotta do is at least watch the first one.
To go watch Rocky.
Just at least watch the one that won a Best Picture award, for crying out loud.
Everybody should change.
I need to let everybody know. We've been giving Ty Richardson, co-host of the Morning Rush, a real hard time for many things.
Deservedly so.
Top of the list, hasn't seen any of the Rocky movies and refuses to. And you heard what I was going to do last week. He came and watched the Steelers game with me and made sure that I digested all of that disgusting surface of the sun sauce. I told him, you need to come over and watch Rocky after this game is over. And he's like, I haven't done any prep for the show. I got to watch the Razorback game again. And it was like, all right, you know what? If you don't watch it tonight, I am going to make a segment bumper that makes light of all of this. And this sucker is going to play every single day until you put in the 119 minutes that it takes to watch the most important movie in the last 50 years. So that's me laying down the gauntlet to our buddy Ty Richardson. Watch it or listen to this once a day until you're dead.
First of all, completely agree. Everybody at some point has to watch Rocky. Now that's also
how do you not watch Rocky? Friday when I got home, it was literally like on television. There was a marathon.
Yeah. It's on
all the time.
Because I talked about it with him so much on Sunday, I rented the freaking movie on Sunday, all right? I know the lines. I've seen it like 20 times. I rented Rocky on Sunday and watched it with the cat. And by the end of the movie, what do you think I was doing, SmackDown?
Oh, wait, we know good and well what you was doing.
I was on my feet. I was throwing left jabs and right hooks to the body. I was about to take Apollo down when the bell rang, and by the end of that, I didn't even care if I'd won or lost. All I cared is that my new girlfriend ran up to see me in the ring without my hat. And the next thing I knew, Niagara Falls, Frankie. Niagara Falls.
I want to go back to this bold thing you just said, that it's the best sports movie in the last 50 years.
I said it's the most important. Have you not realized, like, I'm all about hyperbole?
No.
There are probably more movies that are important.
No. I know.
Rocky.
I'm not disagreeing. I just wanted to clarify. I want to make sure what you said. It is important. I mean,
I'd put Schindler's List ahead of Rocky as far as importance for sports movies.
No, that's fine.
I don't know. I don't think there is one. The best part about that whole segment intro is that our friend Aaron Torres, who joins us every Friday, is openly not a movie guy, doesn't care about movies or the pop culture aspects or any of that stuff, but he has still seen every single Rocky movie.
And loves Rocky IV, which is probably my favorite Rocky one. No, I agree with your statement that it's probably the most important sports movie in the last 50 or so years. I would argue maybe that like my generation would probably throw Remember the Titans in there just for the cultural significance of it. Man, I don't know. The most important sports movie.
Remember the Titans is good, but
generation is wrong.
I was going to say, it couldn't even take out Rocky's garbage.
No, I'm not. I agree. Rocky is important on every level, and every sports fan, every person knows at some point some quote from Rocky and has done the impersonation at some point or another in their life, except for Ty Richardson.
When there are 8 Remember the Titans movies that come out, we can talk.
Valid point. Valid point. And 2 spinoffs with it with Creed, but
that's right.
We do all of this stuff in just loving Ty more than anything else. We're just trying.
I don't know about that now.
It's a public service. It's a public service for the station. It's a service to the listeners, and it's a service to him. Like I legitimately believe he is the only sports host in the country who's not seen it. And I'm talking radio, talk show, sports hosts, not writers, not bloggers, not broadcasters. Sports talk show hosts. This is a very important piece of your education.
Let's just ask the listeners out there, how many of you have seen a Rocky movie? We'll just do that because I think our listeners probably got a good vibe between like probably my age, a little bit older, and then about your age, Phil, and maybe some of our older listeners.
Brandon has obviously seen every one of them. He says you can't just watch one of them, you got to watch them all. He says except 5, which is the worst of the Rockies. I will say this.
Oh, yeah, hit me and I'll sue.
Yeah, touch me and I'll sue. That's right. And that's the one that W refers to, says you get into a street fight with the kid he was training. Remember, that was Tommy Morrison he was training. That was a real boxer.
The late Tommy Morrison.
With HIV. That's right.
See,
I have not seen Rocky Balboa, the one where he fights Antonio Tarver, and I have not seen the second Creed movie, but I've got plans to watch.
The second Creed
movie
movie was good, and see, to me, even Rocky V, it was the worst one by most people's opinion. But to me, it's got a special place because it's the first one I saw in a movie theater and saw with my dad at the Cinema 150 in Little Rock.
Well, and remember, that's also the movie where Stallone tried to turn his son into a movie star.
Yep.
Sage. It didn't.
And so I could probably relate to Sage as a kid.
Now, Creed 2...
He wanted to wear an earring and stuff and be a little rebel.
I hadn't seen any of the new Creed movies. Now, Creed 2 was not a spinoff, but like a
he
transition.
He fights Drago's
son.
Yes.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
As would happen in real life, I'm sure.
Oh, of course.
It's like specifically a remake of Rocky IV.
Yep.
Which is fine. Rocky IV was fantastic.
That's the movie that ended the Cold War, as some people like to say.
Hey, I mean, that speech at the very end of the movie is powerful.
It's true.
Change.
I mean, if I can change, if I can change and yous can change. It's not a you can change and yous can change. He's from Philadelphia, so
if yous can change,
you got to be authentically Philadelphia if you're going to do it. So remember in Rocky, there is a scene. They are at one of the famous cheesesteak places, Gino's, I think, and then it says "use" all the time. Yeah, and can I also say I know we had plans to talk about something else for this segment. We went off the deep end with the date. The date that Rocky had. Ty, are you listening here? Because I don't want to ruin the movie for you, so turn it off. The date, the first date of Rocky and Adrian is the most awkward date in movie history. Outside of movie history. Outside of Rain Man, the kiss on the elevator in Rain Man, I think is probably just a tad more awkward than Rocky's first date with Adrian. You want to go shout, "Yo, Adrian"? It's like everybody needs to do it at some point, right? Yo, Adrian! It's me, Rocky.
Orange just texted me and said, "Rocky IV is fantastic. What is wrong with you?"
I love the movie. It's a fun movie. It's got the greatest workout scene of all time.
You're chasing chickens. Of course it is.
No, that's not that one. It's the training montage.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
if you ever didn't think you could run a half marathon, man, put the training montage
Ford is
on
excited to
loop.
announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7. RandallFord.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Razorback Pizza. Fresh means fresh, as in no preservatives. That's right. If it's fresh, it doesn't need to be preserved. Try Jim's 100% premium Wisconsin cheese. Fresh whole milk mozzarella, wood smoked provolone, old world style Romano and Parmesan. The freshest all-you-can-eat salad bar in town. No preservatives and fresh every time. Fresh, fast. Jim's Razorback Pizza. At the corner of Greenwood and Gary in Fort Smith.
Winter is just around the corner. At AOG, we realize some customers are facing new challenges because of the pandemic. We're here to help. Our customer service team can offer you a wide array of payment options or direct you to utility payment assistance agencies in your area for help. Please call us at 1-800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com. Thank you for being a valued AOG customer. We're all in this together.
Bush Machine and Tractor at 7301 0 Street in Fort Smith is your one-stop shop for tractors, lawnmowers, and implements. Choose from Massey, Ferguson, Branson, and TYM tractors. Implements from Woods, Battle Armor, and Modern Ag. Find a Gravely commercial mower and get the job done mile after mile and season after season. Bush Machine and Tractor is your #1 Branson dealer in Arkansas and works on all brands of tractors and mowers. Come see us or check out all our inventory at bushtractor.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Clear to partly cloudy tonight. An overnight low will drop down in the mid to upper 40s. We should see a whole lot of sunshine Tuesday with our high in the upper 60s. Tuesday night, mainly clear upper 40s. Wednesday, sunny and warmer. Our high back in the upper 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hey, this is Ty Richardson. Make sure to listen to the Morning Rush every weekday morning from 6 to 9 on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
I hate everything you just said. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3.
They're hilarious.
You guys are awesome, baby. You have these guys, ESPN in Arkansas. They do a good job.
Live from the Bushlight Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Back on halftime here for the second hour. Good to be with you today. 877-377-6963 for calls and texts. And no guests in this second hour, just you and us. So let's have a little fun here.
Isn't that the best way to spend your afternoon, just me, you, and Matty T?
Well, I don't know what you've got going on from 1 till 5. So I'm not hanging out with you for 4 hours once this show is done. I think that'd be fun, but today's not the day for it.
Oh, well, worth a
All
shot.
right.
It is quite nice being with me from 1 to 5. I'll feed you good.
I'm sure you will. By the way, when am I going to get any of the taste of these SmackDown barbecues that your dad keeps smoking those
I thought
things?
you said he sent some back the last time. What happened to that?
Did
it disappear?
It disappeared.
It grew legs and walked off?
Well, it grew legs and went into my stomach. I don't know. I think we're all friends on Facebook. I think my dad is friends with you, Maddie, on Facebook too. The last weekend we smoked because I was here working, and they got to take the day off and have a big fun family day of cooking barbecue. They smoked 225 pounds of pulled pork for a wedding for one of our family friends that lives just down the road from us in Floyd. They had the whole smoker fired up. I'm gonna get you some barbecue here soon. I got to give it to you because this is how I got to the way I am.
Jolly
by eating well, by having a family that knows how to smoke meat.
Smoke meat, biscuit, and gravy. Like, we don't do the packaged gravy. The only way you cook gravy is with the bacon, with the grease, and fat and everything. It's the way to do it.
Everybody, like I saw a photo that your dad put on Facebook. Like, how many pork butts was he smoking? I mean, that looked like 20 pork butts all at once.
It was. I'll see if I can look. And Dad, if you're listening, shoot me a text and tell me. I think it was 18 or 19 pork butts, and it had 11 10-full trays full of it too. So that whole smoker was full for that weekend. So he had a big time doing that.
All right. Let's get to some of the stuff here we got. So we got this Arkansas-Auburn game announced for the 3 o'clock kickoff. Are people really upset about this game being on the SEC network alternate? We're still going to be able to watch it locally here and in Arkansas. It's not like it's not on television.
I'm not.
But I understand it's a storyline that everybody's excited about because Chad Morris is on the other side. But I'm really not very sure if anybody outside the borders of this state really cares about that.
Well, let me preface when I put this in a rundown, I didn't have at that point the rest of the games that were scheduled at that time. So when you see that it was on the SEC network, the biasness came in with me. I was like, it's a 3 p.m. kickoff. It's a big game, and not necessarily for wins or losses or anything, but just storylines alone. With the two coaches have the most connections with Arkansas, and if any of the SEC coaches here. So, but then you look at it and you labeled it perfectly. Alabama Ole Miss is a really good matchup.
Goodness, you get Kiffin versus Saban. Haven't you wanted that ever since Lane, was fired before a national championship game? That's, just the coaches alone there make that a fun one.
Missouri and LSU is a little bit weird being.
Well, that's a boring one. That's That would be one game that I'd be like, all right, so maybe Arkansas is a little more exciting than that. But then again, ESPN loves themselves some LSU. They just do.
That's true. That's true. And you wonder too, like how much of this. Well, I guess it doesn't necessarily change because we don't know how LSU would look heading into that Missouri game. You expect they're going to have a winning record, but I mean, you never know what it'll look like when you get to that point. But still some good games.
Mississippi State, Kentucky. I mean, that's their cross division rivalry, and usually a good game. But it's Mike Leach returning into Lexington, where he was the offensive coordinator for a good long while. Tennessee, Georgia's a better game. Florida A&M's a better game. And hey, it's not like Arkansas, Auburn have been very competitive games in the last couple of years.
That's fair. You're very right. I mean, it's been unfair at some points just how much better Auburn is than Arkansas. And I'm not going to say that it's going to end up the same way. You never know. But I just know who's over there coaching against on the other side of the sideline. But Gus Malzahn ain't got no ill will towards Arkansas, I don't think, in my opinion.
Sure he does. Do they both have? Do they both wear visors? Do they wear the same visor? Are they visor brothers?
Visor brothers, sweater vest brothers. If they match, it's over with. It's absolutely over with.
I mean, I saw Malzahn with the Pat Dye look. Has there been anybody else that's ever worn a short sleeve shirt with a tie? That's what he was wearing. I guess I didn't even realize that was the Pat Dye look. Short sleeve dress shirt and a tie. Like I understand we dress down nowadays. Does anybody wear that now? Did that used to be a thing? Short sleeve dress shirts with ties?
I guess.
And I'm not talking about people that are going door to door, in the summertime. I'm talking about real office jobs. Do you wear the short sleeve shirt with a tie? I don't think he'll do that next week. Something tells me Gus is back to the visor. Better be.
Very well could. Had a text in here while we're talking about SEC Network. Robert in Van Buren, he says, of course, Arkansas is on the alternate channel. We're the Rice of the SEC. What he's referring to, if you haven't realized, this Saturday's game is on the SEC Network alternate channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's not on the regular SEC Network. So best of luck trying to find that. If you have it, great. If not, I don't know exactly how to tell you to go about trying to find it.
Just ask Ruskin and Zach at 3 o'clock. They'll tell
be
you
happy
all the channel numbers on for the rest of the season. They've got that memorized. So yeah, let them. I don't remember their phone number, but just start listening to the station again at 3 o'clock and make sure you ask them what channel the game is on. This is one aspect of seeing Saturday's game that was a big issue that I'm not sure if it's much of an issue this Saturday. Georgia is a lot about time of possession, holding on to that ball. Even with this new offense that they're trying to install, they just try to stay on the field and wear down that Arkansas defense. One of the reasons that Arkansas did get worn down is they did not have a full complement of defensive players. In fact, you had a couple of guys that would be out there on a routine basis that never even were able to get on the field. So this is a very important aspect of what you'll see on Saturday. Jarquez McKellian is able to return to play. Who else do you have returning to play here? We'd had it on our notes, SmackDown. Where'd that stuff go? Well, I know you get McClellian back. Mateo Soli is back on the defensive line. Devin Bush will be able to practice this week, so you have more available defensive players. And I know Coach Pittman referred to some of the rotations defensively. You can actually have some rotations defensively now just by having a few experienced cornerbacks coming back. Because hey, who more than anyone is going to be winded on Saturday? It's the guys in the secondary. So they're going to be running backwards all day long.
You brought up that, and there's also been some updates to the Hogs depth chart heading into the Mississippi State game with some players that are officially named the starters for their Pacific groups on offense. The oar was taken off of Noah Gatlin and Dalton Wagner. Noah Gatlin is now listed as the one starter for that position. Hunter Henry's now been named the lead starter for the tight end position. Blake Kern, who got a lot of snaps this past Saturday, most of the second team snaps, still not listed on the depth chart, so it'll go Hunter Henry 1, Blaine Toll 2, but I would assume you'll see a lot of Blake Kern also. Mike Woods, after being listed as a third-team receiver behind Mike Woods and Kendall Catalan, Colian Jackson no longer appears on the depth chart. He was spotted on the sideline.
Coylan, you got to, man, I mean, he's never been able to stay healthy. Never. I don't think we ever really got a sense of how much he could have helped this program, because I don't think Coylan has stayed healthy for more than maybe 2 weeks at the most over these last 3-4 years. I feel terrible for him.
On the defensive side of the ball, Isaiah Nichols has been named the starter over Xavier Kelly. Excuse me, Isaiah Nichols over Xavier Kelly at the defensive tackle spot, and then I believe that's most of the changes on the depth chart. So you got some players that have solidified their starting roles after the Georgia game.
Look, and Mississippi State also looks to score on you really quickly.
Yeah, and you need the depth.
Last week, their average time of possession for a touchdown drive, and they scored 8 of them, was 2 minutes and 42 seconds. So they're not looking to stay on the field for very long. They had 15 pass plays of 20 yards or more. So you better have a full complement of cornerbacks and safeties and hybrid linebackers to drop back, because that's what Saturday's all about defensively. And, hey, hopefully you can generate some sort of pass rush. State did allow 5 sacks, so maybe that can be one thing. 877-377-6963. More on halftime right after this.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield, the 40, the 30, College at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Arkansas!
As you can tell, this means a lot,
Only on ESPN 95.3.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
In September at Frank's Roll Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Roll Furniture, best seats in the house.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
In September at Frank Roll Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Roll Furniture, best seats in the house.
Of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call the Fence Man and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Put your hand down. You smiling?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why are you smiling?
Because I love football. Football's fun.
Fun, sir.
Fun, sir.
It's fun.
Yes.
You sure?
I think.
Now you're thinking. First you smile, then you think. You think football is still fun?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes. No.
No?
Sir, well, it was fun.
Not anymore, though, is it? Is it?
No, not right now.
No, it's not fun anymore. Not even a little bit.
No.
Make up your mind.
No.
Think. Since you're thinking now, go on, think.
No,
Is it fun?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Absolutely not?
Zero fun, sir.
All right, listen up. I'm Coach Boone. I'm going to tell you all about how much fun you're going to have this season.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Smackdown.
Fun here on halftime. 877-377-6963. Is Mississippi State primed for a letdown Saturday? Here's reasons why. They are the most celebrated college football team as of right now. I mean, I think more so than Kansas State with their win over Oklahoma. That's because Kansas State lost to Arkansas State, which does, by the way, for just using transitive property, means that Arkansas State is better than Oklahoma, right? So
by logic, yeah, you're right.
Red Wolves for the college football playoff. So yes, they're ready to throw a parade for Mike Leach after last week. Last week was the highest ranked opponent Mississippi State has ever beaten in a true road game ever. But here's the idea: did LSU? You think LSU is the number 6 team in the nation now? No, that's probably not where they truly belong. So Mississippi State really didn't beat the 6th best team in the country. Arkansas's got the toughest schedule in the country. ESPN FPI Football Power Index ranks Mississippi State's schedule as the 2nd toughest, and they've got Kentucky and Texas A&M the 2 weeks after the Razorback game. So maybe, just maybe, a few of them will look ahead and not take Arkansas as seriously. This is just maybe. Also, Costello does throw some picks. I mean, he threw 2 of them, but on 60 attempts last week. But he threw 3 picks in 5 games last year. I think there could be some possibilities of picking the ball off. But there's more reasons for Arkansas to be nervous going up against Mississippi State. And one of the things is that it doesn't even have anything to do with Mississippi State. And this, I think, more than anything, what I'd like to see happen Saturday SmackDown is Rakeem Boyd has to get the ball more than 15 times. Now, I understand there really wasn't a lot of running room for him. I'm not sure if Herschel Walker would have been able to do very much with the running room that Boyd had. But he really wasn't targeted all that much as a receiver, and that's one area that I think Rakeem could do big things for this Arkansas team. But just look on the flip side here. Kylan Hill is as much of a workhorse of what we usually think of as a running back as anybody else. The guy led the SEC in rushing attempts last year. And now he's turned into this receiver from the backfield, just like Leach likes to use his running backs for, and he's auditioning for the NFL. This is what so many of the NFL backs have to do. You feel like Boyd's trying to do the same thing by returning to Arkansas this year. It's not a matter of a number of times he gets the ball on a handoff. You got to get the ball to Boyd more than 15 times. And I know that's one thing that Sam Pittman has already probably talked with Kendall Briles about, because in his last Sam Pittman Live radio show, SmackDown, Chuck asked him, how many times do you expect Boyd to get the ball? He said, I want him to touch it 18 to 30 times. It's not 15. And I think that's one aspect you're going to see him targeted a lot more on Saturday.
If you're able to find success for Rakeem Boyd running the football, and like we've said in the previous times, he doesn't necessarily have to run for 100 yards, 150 yards. If he can just be consistent and get 4, 5, 6 yards every time, that'll make it a whole lot easier on Felipe Franks and that offense to throw the football, because you're not going to be so they're either going to run the football or you're going to blitz like crazy and then just hope that your defensive line gets there, which more times than not Georgia did, or you just fluster Felipe Franks to throw a bad ball, and he did that a couple of times. If you're able to run the football and do it consistently, you're going to be able to do some things offensively. But you're right. He has to touch it more than 15 times. And I also don't think that he's going to run into a brick wall at Mississippi State. They're good. I'm not doubting it. I'm not doubting what you said earlier, but it's apples and oranges. It's like what's the comparison I'm looking for? It doesn't matter.
Apples and oranges, sure.
Apples and oranges, but I don't think Mississippi State's defensive line and Georgia's defensive line are comparable.
Well, all I know, and I'd mentioned this earlier, you just referred to it. Last week, LSU tried to run the ball, 38 rush attempts, 2.1 yards per rush. So that's not just we had to run the ball because we were trailing. We had to throw the ball, so we were trailing so much and never ran. They tried to run, and did it, and had no success doing it whatsoever. And other things too here. Look, I mean, KJ Costello is better than any Mississippi State quarterback since Dak Prescott, and that includes Nick Fitzgerald and Stevens, the guy that played for them last year. Those two quarterbacks combined for 106 points against the Arkansas defenses under Chad Morris. Is this a better defense? I'd like to think so. They looked like it the first game, but to be quite honest, one game doesn't tell you. And Mississippi State was not a high-powered offense over the last 2 years, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, they averaged 27.5 points in the last 2 years combined. They averaged 53 in those 2 years against Arkansas. They still have plenty of those players back, and Costello is better than the two quarterbacks that shredded Arkansas the past 2 years.
I think it's also important, like you just said, it's one game. And now Mississippi State probably had the best one game out of everybody in the SEC. But how much of that how much stock can we put into that? Because, I mean, once you get like 2 or 3 games into the year, then you really start to see like, okay, this is what this team's made of. We mentioned it with Nicky. Was it a one-shot wonder with Mississippi State that they just caught LSU probably at their most vulnerable as the whole year? Because they're either going to go up or down as LSU, and I would like to think they're probably going to trend upwards just based off of name recognition alone, them being LSU.
Can I play devil's advocate with you here for a moment?
Yes.
So, I mean, we don't know much about Mississippi State based on the one game. Sure. What if the first half against Georgia was a mirage for Arkansas? What if that's not really fair. The Razorback? Maybe the only reason that they were up 7-5 going into the halftime locker room was because Georgia played like garbage. Does Arkansas have something to do with that? Sure, but they also were sloppy and undisciplined, and that played itself out under the halftime score. It was a much different game in the second half.
And you could even throw in starting a redshirt freshman quarterback in DeJuan Mathis. There's a lot of different avenues that you could throw that into. But you're right. I think everybody would agree, everybody, the Arkansas defense played well in the first half against Georgia. I don't think there's any doubting that. Maybe not necessarily up to, like, winning games based on defense, but just the whole look of the defense is different. They seemed more physical. They seemed better prepared. In a sense, I believe Gene Chizik used that word on the SEC Network. A lot of that's credit to Barry Odom. You're right, though. We'll know a lot more come Saturday or come Sunday once all these games are done, where Arkansas is defensively, because you slowed down Georgia's run game for the most part. Now we're going to get tested on the pass defense by probably the best passing team in the SEC.
Right. I just know a lot of last year, the last 2 years, Mississippi State just ran right over Arkansas.
Absolutely.
I mean, Kylan Hill didn't he gain like 240 yards on the ground? So it was a different style, a much different style. But all I know is that the reason that Mississippi State got rid of Joe Moorhead was because the high-powered offense that he was supposed to bring from Penn State never really materialized, unless they were playing Arkansas. Now you get a head coach in Mike Leach that specializes in maximizing all of his offensive talent into into what you saw at Texas Tech and Washington State. Those were not the most talented teams in those leagues. And look, I know they didn't win the leagues each year, but goodness, it seemed that he was able to squeeze every bit of juice out of those offensive players to the point where he turned some of them into NFL prospects like Gardner Minshew. So this is someone who knows how to score points. Is it a matter of the air raid not working in the SEC? I don't know. I just know that it's worked in 2 other leagues. It's worked in this league, but that was 22, 23 years ago. It can work against Arkansas. They're going to score against the Razorbacks. This is going to what is more important on Saturday. This is the game. Look, Arkansas is going to have to win shootouts. They're going to have to do that on Saturday, man. You're not going to win. You're not going to win without scoring in the second half like what happened this past Saturday. You're not going to win if you can't sustain some drives. And I understand the thought of trying to keep Mississippi State's offense off the field by sustaining drives. Hopefully the Hogs can show that they can run it on some consistent basis so that they can sustain drives.
And that's all on Rakeem Boyd. I mean, if Rakeem Boyd's able to run the football and do it consistently, get you about 60, 70, 80 yards, you got a chance.
Greg from Fort Smith feels like Mississippi State is gettable, and I think all of us did until you saw this last Saturday against LSU. Now you got to worry a little bit. I don't know if I put that in the win column any longer for Arkansas, but that's why I hate preseason predictions. 877-377-6963. Baseball playoffs start today. A little bit about that after the break, and then get off my lawn.
Build your business with 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
Hey, this is David Owen with Ouachita Farms. We grow hemp in Central Arkansas and process it into full-spectrum CBD products. Ouachita Farms products are affordably priced and available online or conveniently located at nearly 200 stores across the state. All Ouachita Farms CBD products are tested at C-Pill Labs in Little Rock to ensure that you will always get what you expect. Find us online today and use this code at checkout.
Ouachita Farms! Go to WouachitaFarms.com and use code WPS15 at checkout of your purchase.
The biggest selection, the best prices, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford. Up to $12,000 off on 2020 Ford F-150s, and there's 40 to choose from. 2020 Ford Fusion, $1,000 rebate, plus 0% for 72 months. And 2020 Ford Escape, $4,500 off, or 0 for 60 months. The biggest selection, the best prices, and more for your trade. Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
They say, trust the process. But if enjoyment isn't part of that process, don't trust the process. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told ya. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers. Beer in Texas. St. Louis, Missouri.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. Get amazing fast fiber internet, 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for only $79.95 per month. TV packages from the basics to our amazing altered TV, starting at $32.95. Fiber phone services start at $29.95. Go to WaveRuralConnect.com to find out if we are installing in your area, or call 1-833-4-WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Braden RV's 2020 Blow
blowout sale was a huge success, and now they need more trailers. Due to the massive shortage in good, clean, pre-owned RVs, they will pay top dollar for your RV. So if you don't get to use your RV as much as you like, don't worry. Breeden RV's here to buy it, or they can even consign it for you. They also have the newest models from Thor, Forest River, Coachman, and many more arriving daily. They can take care of you on your service needs, and for the month of September, get 10% off all parts and accessories. The best camping weather is just around the corner, so stop by Breeden RV on Alma Highway in Van Buren and start living your best life today. See dealer for details.
Hello, sports fans. I know you are ready for sports to return. Hi, this is Sherry Traylor with Floyd Traylor Honda, and we have been proud to be your local hometown dealer for over 43 years. Come out and see us at 3200 South Zero Street and see all of our models we have in stock. Or give us a call at 479-434-5975. And you can check out our full inventory online at trailerhonda.net. And remember to please buy local.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Your sports team is vastly inferior.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Follow the guys on Twitter at PhilElsonPXP, at Matt Travis, and at MattJenkins44. Have a smart speaker? Just say play ESPN Arkansas to listen to Halftime anywhere you go.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
We only got another 30 minutes to play that breaking news sounder, and the NFL has not postponed the Titans-Steelers game yet, so I'm going to be surprised by that. How are you expected to play Sunday when your facility is shut down until Saturday? Is that right? I mean,
yeah, you're right.
They're not going to practice virtually. You can't, you can't have guys hitting each other on a Zoom meeting. I don't see any way that Tennessee and Pittsburgh play football on Sunday. Any way at all. So they can start planning for their bye week, and I'll tell you right now, that game's postponed.
So this comes from Mike Garofalo. He is a co-host of the NFL, and a reporter for the NFL Network.
Garofalo,
he says,
maybe?
Garofalo, that's probably a better way.
Like Janine?
That's Janine's brother.
That sounds good to me.
Or husband.
He just tweeted this out. Let's see here. He says, Titans coaches have told players if they have to go without any work until Saturday, have a walkthrough then and play the Steelers Sunday, then that's what they'll have to do.
Oh,
no
awesome.
excuses.
Outstanding. That's great. Do it. As a Steelers fan, go for it. That way you can the final score will be 60-0.
This was also retweeted from Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network. He says, as of now, the Titans, Steelers, and Texans Vikings games are both on for Sunday. However, the NFL is evaluating the situation and will adjust if needed as more information is gathered. Teams are still working through contact tracing.
That's as round peg square hole as I've ever heard anything before. I thought the sport of football is supposed to be based on practicing every day leading up to a game. I know the walkthrough is one thing that's pretty important, but the ability to practice in person for me is tantamount to be able to play a game safely. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think that's a safe idea for the Titans players to not have a practice and just have a walkthrough Saturday to force a game in when it might not be necessary. This is the sort of thing that will lead to some injuries that are unnecessary. I hope this game gets postponed. I'll joke about the idea of, go ahead and have a walkthrough on Saturday and see how good you do against my NFL team. I'd rather them not play.
Well, that tweet came out to 12:15, so I'm sure the news sounder will break at about 1:01 p.m. as soon as we get off the air here. So,
well, you do have the baseball playoffs starting in 27 minutes.
Yes,
it's actually here. It has made it here. I've got a baseball get off my lawn later on. We're going to have the idea of even using the term historic season to describe something good that a player did individually. But it should be a very interesting playoffs season just because there's 16 teams in it for the first time ever. And in this game, in this sport, anything can happen. Absolutely anything can happen. So you could end up with a team with a losing record beating a team with a winning record just because of the way their starting pitching shakes out.
Yeah.
It'd be a huge surprise, though. But, hey, that's what baseball is. And so the Marlins make the playoffs, right? The Marlins have never lost a postseason series and have never won a regular season division. This is difficult to wrap your mind around. The Marlins franchise came into existence in 93. They were the wild card team in the National League in 97, won the World Series with that great 7-gamer against Cleveland, then sold off everybody the next year and pretty much were a 100-loss team. Got back to the World Series 2003 as a wild card team and beat the Yankees. And haven't been to the playoffs since, so that's as typical of the way baseball has been in the last 27 years, essentially, since the Marlins have been around. To win a division, never win a division, pardon me, but win 2 world championships. And, of course, the National League starts tomorrow. Get the Astros and Twins in 26 minutes now. Zach Greinke and Kenta Maeda, really good pitching matchup. White Sox and A's. You know, the White Sox are my American League team now, and they limped into the postseason smackdown. They choked on the division. The Twins won the division. The White Sox lost 7 of their last 8 and now go up against the West Division champion Athletics with Jesus Luzardo against Lucas Giolito. Blue Jays and Rays in an All-American League East division battle. Former traveler Matt Shoemaker, I remember Shoe, 2011 Texas League Pitcher of the Year, and still has that massive beard that makes him look like he's a frightening person when he's really the nicest guy on earth. Blake Snell pitching for the Rays. Yankees and Indians, that's going to be a great series. Shane Bieber won the Major League Baseball Triple Crown, though don't act like it means anything when the season was 60 games. That's what I'm getting into in the next segment. Garrett Cole opens for the Yankees, and then you get the American League and National League playing tomorrow. These are best of 3 series, no days off, and these series are held at the home team's location. And so after this round of the playoffs, the National League teams travel to Texas and will use the Houston and Texas ballparks. And then the American League teams travel to Southern California, use the Padres and National League parks. So tomorrow it's the Reds and Braves. Trevor Bauer and Max Fried, outstanding matchup there. The other American National League game is the Cardinals and the Padres. Young Kim. No, I said his name wrong. That's Kwang Hung Kim, the lefty for the Cardinals. Padres didn't announce their starter.
What?
I know. Try to say that 10 times fast.
Kwang Young Kim?
Marlins and Cubs. I know we got Cubs fans that are listening in. I don't see the Cubs hitting enough. Kyle Hendricks on the mound in Game 1.
I was going to say, you just upset Brandon Parrish. Texted in a little bit ago. He said, let's make our World Series picks. He's obviously going with Cubs and Twins.
I know. See, and Brandon's a dedicated listener, so he knows what I have felt about the Cubs. You don't lose a series to the Pirates in the last week of the regular season when you're jockeying for playoff position and expect to win the World Series.
You bring it up.
They're going to lose to the Marlins in the first round. Sorry.
You bringing up the Pirates, we need to have an in memoriam or an in memory of your 2020 Pittsburgh Pirates. As one last, how bad are the Pirates today?
I didn't do any research on it, SmackDown, so I've got plenty. I'm sure there are thousands of ways to figure out just how historically bad they were.
You can put together your statement, your opening statement. We'll put some music in the background, and you get 10 minutes to vent your feelings.
The best way to treat this is to treat it like a Viking funeral, is that you take every piece of the season, like the dead Viking, and throw it on a funeral pyre, and say a blessing, and then light a match and throw it right there on the pyre and let the season burn into flames, which for me is the perfect description of what the Pirates are, except at that point you just pick up the pile of burning stuff, throw it in a dumpster, and you got the Pirates.
And then you do it all over again next year.
That's exactly right, my friend. Brewers and Dodgers should be an interesting series, though I think the Dodgers probably win it easily. Walker Buehler. I'm going to go with the Dodgers, and I'm sticking with the White Sox.
I like that pick.
I'm going to stick with the White Sox. Dodgers and White Sox, which would be top seed in the National League. And how many years in a row have the Dodgers been there? Boy, they better win it this year, right? And then the White Sox are the number 7 seed. That would be cool. I mean, if you're a Razorback fan, you got Dallas Keuchel and James McCann with the White Sox. Keuchel will start Game 2 for Chicago. And, of course, the Marlins have a couple of former Razorbacks in there as well with Ryan Stanek and Brian Anderson. Anybody else involved in the Razorbacks? Coach for the Twins.
Yep.
So I guess that's who you got as far as Razorbacks are concerned.
If you wanted to catch in,
it starts today. I can't wait. This is when I don't really like to miss many baseball games.
It's a good time of year.
We'll be tuning in.
If you want to tune in and watch these is the Astros Twins tip off at, I believe this is Eastern times that I have listed here.
Don't say tip off for baseball.
Or first pitch, excuse me. Sorry. First pitch. My bad, homie.
Don't they usually toss the baseball up in the air and the first one to smack it?
I know.
Yes, that's how it works.
I hate mixing the sports analogies together. Like there are no home run hitters in football. Stop it. Stop it. That's never been a thing. There are home run hitters in baseball. Nobody refers to Barry Bonds was not a touchdown threat, okay? Get it right.
Let me start this over, see if I can do this right. If you're wanting to tune in and watch some of these this afternoon, first pitch for the games today. Was that better?
Well done.
2 o'clock or 1 o'clock p.m. for the Astros Twins. That's on ABC. At 2 o'clock, the White Sox and the Athletics will take on or start that at 2 o'clock p.m. on ESPN. Then your afternoon games, the Blue Jays and the Rays at 4 o'clock on TBS. And then the Yankees and the Indians on ESPN at 6 o'clock p.m. That's like a major league do-over.
Hey, tomorrow 8 games. That's what the owners were trying to do. You know, you get 8 games in a day. They all mean something. Should be a lot of fun. Of course, there's no fans in the stands. And did I see this correctly? Like the home team can have their family members in attendance. The road team cannot.
Yeah, Trevor Bauer was not a happy camper about that rule.
I mean, like give Trevor Bauer a reason to show that he's upset about something, and he will.
Yeah, I know.
That's just Trevor Bauer. He's entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but you know. If he ordered a sunny side up egg, you better make sure that thing is not just slightly runny, okay? Because he would tweet about it.
Hey, make sure you head to hitthatline.com, register for the Hardee's Lunch Bunch. We'll have another winner this coming Thursday that you can win Hardee's for your office group, your job site, your coworkers, you name it. Hardee's will have you covered. That's a winner this Thursday at hitthatline.com for the Hardee's Lunch Bunch. That's brought to you by your friends at Hardee's in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley.
What's your get off my lawn? Everybody's got one, and that's next. 877-377-6963.
The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space, and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recording anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or visit us online at shopwownow.com. Get the Hopper 3 today by calling WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474, or online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device. World of Wireless has moved just a few miles east, next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling.
Miss Anna's on Towson is quickly becoming one of Fort Smith's favorite haunts. We're now serving breakfast from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Blue Plate specials served Monday through Friday. And don't forget about 99-cent Pie Tuesday. So whether you're craving some of our great kickin' chicken or one of our world-famous desserts, Miss Anna's is the place to be. 5001 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, 649-6300. That's 649-6300.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. It's a difficult time right now, and social distancing is vitally important. That's why I'm here to encourage you to keep running. It's a great way to exercise in solitude, build up your immune system, and keep from going stir-crazy. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more tips on how to take care of yourself during this time. And remember, just keep running. This has been brought to you by True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Ben Guerin Community Complex, the former First Tee of Fort Smith, is now open. Need a facility for your next civic or business event or a place for your next party? The newly remodeled facility at the Ben Guerin Community Complex has spacious rooms for your next meeting or birthday party, and you can take it outside to the remodeled deck for a cookout and enjoyable time. Take advantage of the practice facility and work on your game or get in a quick 9 holes of golf on the updated course. All this and more at the Ben Guerin Community Complex at Ben Guerin Park. Hertz Car Sales has been serving the River Valley for over 40 years and takes pride in offering exceptional service. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, crossover, or SUV, Hertz offers a big selection of the most popular brands. They're friendly, offer a no-pressure car shopping experience, and their vehicles are high quality and priced competitively. New inventory is arriving daily and trade-ins are always welcome. So make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard, give them a call at 783-1722, or check out their line of quality pre-owned vehicles at buyfromhertz.com.
This is ESPN 95.3. Want more halftime? Make sure to listen to the Halftime Pod, presented by Jeff's Clubhouse, Fort Smith's premier place for lunch, brunch, and catering. Give them a call at 479-308-9123. The Halftime Pod is available on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
Let's do a podcast from right here in the booth.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
And back here to wrap the show up on this fine Tuesday. Been a lot of fun today. Just a quick update on tomorrow. Our usual Wednesday guests will have Clay Henry, Bill King, Bob Holt with us Thursday, working on Neil Price, who's the radio voice of Mississippi State football and basketball, to join us later this week. I think should have him on Thursday or Friday, so we'll see what Neil's got to say. And then one of the things we haven't asked about Saturday, if you were at the game at Razorback Stadium, they did pipe in some crowd noise. There were moments where you could tell the piped-in noise from the real noise. But, this is something happening all across the country. I kind of wish they weren't doing it, but I understand why. Will there be piped-in cowbells on Saturday? Because that's the most dominant sound at every one of Mississippi State's athletic events.
Probably so. You would expect that there would be. And maybe not, because maybe they try to want to keep it as much of a level playing field as you can. So who knows what'll happen. How was the experience, though? You were there Saturday, as far as the in-game experience and everything like that. What was your thoughts on it?
Well, I didn't go to get any concessions or anything like that, so I don't know what that was like. And as far as entering the stadium as a fan and the direction you're supposed to walk and everything, that wasn't anything I experienced. But walking towards the stadium from the parking lot was surreal. Because it was 2 hours before kickoff. I know it was an SEC football game. It just didn't feel anything like it. In fact, SmackDown, it felt like just a regular Wednesday in the middle of July in Fayetteville, like a quiet summer afternoon. And then the closer you get to the stadium, you're like, oh, well, there seem like there's some people here. Oh, there's some ushers here and somebody that wants to take tickets, and here's a whole line of media people that are waiting to get in. I guess there's a football game here. You go inside, and, it's the football stadium at that point, sure. But it felt weird to see fans distanced as much as they were, and the band to be distanced as much as they were, and the cheerleaders and the dance team, up on the balcony, in the new end zone facility. So it just felt weird. But the game itself looked like a football game. Really did. If I could have blacked out everything else, it looked like a football game. So I don't know any other way to describe it. Hey, one aspect I was wondering about this too. I just thought about this. If you really want to make SEC football games look, sound, and feel like SEC football games usually do, when the LSU Tigers play in their home stadium, do they also waft in the smell of corn dogs? Because there's just not as many corn dog people there as usual, so I would figure that's one of the dominant smells at Tiger Stadium. You're going to have to do scratch and sniff corn dog meal for all the home games there. So anybody in the LSU marketing department, have at it. There's your idea for the day.
Look at you. You're blessing everybody today with ideas. They're gonna have ceiling fans and everything up on the side of the stadium, and just with aromas of corn dogs. You got
to be able to do that. Like you can match the essence, the scent of anything. Match the essence of corn dogs. Go for it. It's a good smell, by the way. I don't know who thinks corn dogs smell bad. I guess
I think you could.
5-hour-old corn dogs don't smell great, but when they're actually being fried, they smell pretty good.
I think you could get everybody on your lawn for that.
Yeah, you get on my lawn if you want LSU to waft in the scent of corn dogs to their games, just because they should. Otherwise, you can get off my lawn.
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous. How dare you? How dare you say such a thing? That is insanity.
You're talking like a song from The Lion King. Stop that. It makes no sense.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
This is ridiculous.
I'm calling my supervisor.
You're not going to amount to jack squat.
Get off my lawn.
So I don't believe that the World Series champion should have an asterisk placed next to their name in the baseball record book. This is it's a full regular season. It's not a real regular season, but everybody played in the same amount of games. And so if you're the champion, you're the champion. That's fine. It's fine by me. Even if you had more losses than wins, if you get into the tournament and you win the thing, is it a fluke if you win 4 playoff series? Perhaps, but it's pretty tough to win 4 playoff series over the course of a month and say that everything about it is a fluke. So I'm not going to do the asterisk thing next to the world champion this year. But we got to stop using the term historic to describe any individual season by a major league player this year. So case in point, Shane Bieber, who has been the most dominant pitcher of the 60-game regular season. The guy wins the equivalent of the pitching triple crown, which is most victories, 8, best ERA, 163, most strikeouts, 122. But he did it in 12 starts. That's about a third of what a pitcher usually does as far as number of starts in a 162-game season. And this is what separates baseball from all the other sports. Day-by-day nature, 6 months. That's when the historic part comes in. Not doing it over a 60-game stretch. There have been plenty of ball players that have had incredible 60-game stretches. But the other 102, they might have stunk. And so at the end of the season, you're looking at what is really a full body of work. 60 games, or in the case of Shane Bieber, 12 starts, is not a full body of work. I'll give teams their accomplishments for what they do this season. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm taking away accomplishments from players this season, but doing it over the course of 162 games and winning a pitching triple crown, or winning a home run crown, or winning a batting championship. That's where the historic aspect comes in. That's where baseball separates itself from everything else. You got to do it for 6 months. You got to do it day by day, and you've got to be able to overcome your slumps. There just isn't enough of a sample in 60 games or 2 months to ever refer to anybody's individual performance in this baseball season as historic. And I've seen too many people say it. So for those who use the term, get off my lawn.
I'm going to hit you guys with 2 get on my lawns today.
Hit me with your best shot.
So apparently there's a rumor going around, and this was confirmed by the AC/DC social media accounts. Apparently AC/DC is hinting at a comeback World Stadium tour. Can I get you on the lawn for a reunion AC/DC tour?
All right, so how many lead singers are they on now? How many
probably
lead singers have died?
Wasn't Axl Rose lead singing for them for a while?
I think he was. I think you're right.
So you can think about that, but apparently
that would be kind of fun to see Axl Rose with AC/DC.
That'd be a lot of fun.
I mean, he can hit all the Brian Johnson high notes, right?
They shared
But But the concert would start like 3 hours late.
They shared a lightning bolt on their social media accounts that had the iconic neon light alongside, and it had the sounds of plugging in instruments next to it. So take that for what you will. Nothing confirmed yet, but there's that for you. The one I'm excited to see if you guys are on board for. Do you remember a couple months ago we were talking about NASA, and they were enlisting the help of the general public to create a toilet to send up to the space station? So apparently...
Nature calls.
Nature calls. So apparently
always
that has been completed. NASA is getting ready to send a $23 million toilet system to the to the International Space Station.
Does it have one of those padded seats?
So I'll describe it for you, Matty T, what this thing has. They're sending up nearly 8,000 pounds up to outer space to the International Space Station.
8,000-pound toilet?
Oh, no, well, supplies. So I don't know what
so apparently this is where all the toilet paper that went missing in April went
to this. So the toilet's around 28 inches tall, 65% smaller, and 40% lighter than the current one in the International Space Station. It will be installed for the next. It'll be installed here pretty soon. Some of the toilet's features: it has a urine funnel and a seat made to be more accommodating for all of its users. It will also feature a 3D printed titanium dual fan separator, which creates a strong airflow to help pull the astronauts' urine and waste into the toilet.
Yeah, it's the suction function.
Absolutely.
Some description.
And it gets better. It gets better than that.
That's quite a sensation that these astronauts are going to be feeling.
Hopefully everybody's done with lunch by now.
Hopefully, if you're not, you're finished. Well, this is fine. The new toilet will also improve the quote-unquote pre-treat system that is used to collect and treat the urine before it is processed and recycled.
And then they drink it?
Before reclaimed water.
Yes. That's like Waterworld.
So, get on my lawn for a $23 million toilet in outer space.
Does that come with a $20 million bidet system?
You couldn't have all that water squirting around in zero gravity.
No, it would just
That's why you need the suction function, like with the urine funnel.
The suction function.
You know what I mean.
I know exactly what. No, I'm just laughing because apparently, though, if this toilet is a hit, it's going to be used one day in missions on the moon and even Mars.
Cool.
So,
all these years, I thought the coolest thing that the astronauts had was the dried ice cream. That was like
Are they going to start selling this
like
in
the coolest stuff?
They'll start selling like
dried
novelty
ice cream.
Yeah, astronaut ice cream. It's just freeze dried like an ice cream.
Yeah, freeze dried ice cream. Yeah, I mean Tang was invented for the astronauts. This was actual technology.
Never heard of dried ice
technological advances, man.
Interesting.
Tang and dried ice cream, and here we are now with $25 million toilet system.
B from Clarksville, Texas, he said Phil could have used that $23 million toilet yesterday.
No, I could have just used not eating that stupid sauce. It's been fun today, guys. All right, back with you guys tomorrow. For Matty T and SmackDown, I'm Phil. Get up, get out, and get better.